Deuteronomy 25:5b. Yevama yavo aleha, ulekacha lo leisha veyibama. So here in the second part of the verse, we find out that her husband's brother, Yabam. So here's Yabam. That's the word that you would want to look up to see this one. And Halot just says deceased husband's brother. And then Halot actually says more or less a brother-in-law here in verse 5 and then also in verse 7 here. We're going to see the verbal form right down here that is denominative. So you see those same verbal roots, yod, bait, mem here. But this is having to do with a brother-in-law or a deceased husband's brother. So it's a very specific term that's used here. We do see the third feminine singular pronominal suffix on here, and then, of course, notice that mapik that is distinctive of that suffix. So her husband's brother, he shall enter over her, or to her, might be a better way to say that in English. He shall enter to her. Here we have a call, imperfect third masculine singular of the verbal root beit vav aleph. So he shall enter to her, and he shall take her. There's that third feminine singular suffix again. The verb now is a call perfect third masculine singular of the verbal root lakach. He shall take her to himself as a wife. And so he shall take her as his wife would be a good way to say this, but literally, he shall take her to himself as a wife, and he shall perform the duty of a deceased husband's brother is a long way to say this verbal root, yod, beit, mem. You get the third feminine singular pronominal suffix on here again, and this time we have a PL. Let me get this line out of the way. We have a PL. Notice the hirik here, the dagesh there. So we have a PL. He shall do the duty of the deceased husband's brother, or he shall perform the duty of a brother-in-law in this levirate marriage context.